And welcome everybody here to the X-Bomb Sports Live Show. My name is Andrew Valentin, and I hope you're all having a fantastic Friday. We are, of course, coming to you live from the Illinois Media School here in the O'Hare campus. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. It is, I can't believe I'm saying this, it's over 30 degrees here in the city of Chicago. It's wonderful.
Shorts,
shorts, exactly. Absolutely loving this weather. I'm embracing it. It's been a great couple of days for me going outside of one unnecessary evil that we have to have with us at all costs because, yeah, I see you. Of course, as always, ladies and gentlemen, we got the crew with us as well. We've got Nick, we've got Scotty, we've got Bjorn, we've got Jessica, we've got Julius. Somewhere in the very vast corner over there off camera is, of course, Antonia as well. We got the whole Boom crew here. How you guys doing back there?
we're doing fantastic.
Awesome.
Bowl.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to break down the Super Bowl. We're going to give you all the info on that, give the teams and everything. And then, since we got the whole crew here, we're going to play another game with the crew. We were going to do some fan questions, but we're going to play another game with the crew because the last one you guys really seemed to like. So this one's going to be a little bit different, though. Different twist.
I don't know who won last time, but Scotty lost for sure.
Yeah, none of the answers were Disney.
And I'm okay with that.
If you ask another Disney movie thing, I will have one of those people back there slap you.
Are we playing my game today?
No, you didn't bring your game.
I should have brought my game.
Maybe if you bring your game,
You're
maybe we
always
will
playing
bring your
games, Scotty.
Next week
all
we're
day with this kid.
Next week we are playing Disney Family Feud. I am hosting. I'll get the podium in here. And I'll put on a fake mustache like Steve Harvey.
Okay.
Ooh, shots fired.
Okay.
Shave your
No, I can't grow a mustache. Like.
He's trying.
All right, that was good. That was really good.
I'm growing, okay? Leave
Yes.
me alone.
I'm drinking milk.
Yes. By the way, again, I ask you if any. I'm gonna say this again to the people that sent us the messages about our man Big J over here.
Oh,
Send in your pictures if you are interested, or message him personally and let the man know who you are.
Hold on,
for
Julius is gonna pitch himself real quick.
We're selling him.
myself. Good.
Look at that man. Come on. Look at him.
Nah,
He's
he-
wonderful.
It's called prostitution, but I don't know what happened after I said.
We're already gone. We're already off the rails.
Hey, Super Bowl,
Right.
guys.
All right, before we'll get into all the fun stuff here, let's do this. All right, kick it off, ladies and gentlemen. You guys ready to do this?
Yeah.
Let's go. Super Bowl time, ladies and gentlemen. It is officially here. It is Bonanza Breakdown. For everybody that knows, we always break down the Super Bowl every single year. This year, as we know, it's the 49ers, the Kansas City Chiefs. It's the one-on-one matchup that everybody's kind of waiting for, the rematch between these two amazing teams. Obviously,
I
this.
thought the Chicago Bears were in the Super Bowl.
Oh, did you? Did you
Bears!
really?
Go Bears!
Unbelievable.
Bear down.
Just you can't take the fandom out of anybody.
Keep
unless
Justin. Please keep Justin.
Please don't start.
We're gonna get yelled at.
Yeah,
again.
this got to start on a whole another argument that we don't have time for. But yes, Super Bowl 58, or as Nick put it, Swifty-8 is here. Yeah, I liked it. I stole shamelessly, Nick. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. Yes, it is officially here. Obviously, it's a big matchup between two teams that obviously met in 2019. A little bit different looking, obviously. Some players missing here and there, but the core still kind of remain the same. So I thought whether or not, regardless of all that, break it down, look at the two teams, what we like about them, what we don't like about them, things like that. So first up, we've got the dynasty at hand, right? It is the Kansas City Chiefs, a team that has obviously won the Super Bowl twice now. They're looking for their third in 5 years. This team has absolutely been dominant throughout its run, right? I mean, we have seen how this team has been able to perform on the field, even without some of its biggest stars being out there, right? With Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, it seems like they are unstoppable. They have this amazing chemistry. Andy Reid being an incredible coach. That team looks fired up to begin with, right? Now, this is the first time they've ever been on the road for playoffs, right? And they go through these road playoff games, and they're able to finally get here to the Super Bowl, which is something that a lot of people were not really sure, I guess, that the Chiefs were going to be able to pull off. But lo and behold, they're able to get it done. And a very impressive run, you have to say, with their ability to be able to still put up points, number one, and number two, still have a commanding defense, considering that there's guys banged up on that side. They had to play some really tough teams in some really tough stadiums. But overall, I guess the overarching question, and I'll pitch it to you guys. Nick, I know we already kind of talked about that on Blow the Whistle, but Scotty, obviously, to get your opinions out there for the Super Bowl here on X-Bomb. I mean, overall for the Chiefs, advantages you see with them, disadvantages, I mean, X factors, things like that you see for the Kansas City Chiefs going into this matchup for them against the 49ers.
I think the major, con I see of them is they're going against a team that really loves to run the ball and knows how to run the ball. And they don't really have the best run defense. It's been a struggle all season. You were talking about no one really thought that they'd get back to this point mid-season when they were, sitting around 500. If you were to ask me, I'd be like, I don't even know if they make the playoffs at that point because they were floating in this all right, we're above 500. All right, well now we're back below 500. They were just
counted out after game 1 when we lost the Lions.
honestly. But I mean, it's becoming usual for them to get to the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. So I think one thing they have is experience over the 49ers because this is a different 49ers team than what showed up just 4 years ago.
Right.
I think that's a major difference between the two. The Chiefs, they've been to 1, 2, 3. This is their fourth one, right?
Four of the last 5 Super Bowls.
Yeah, so this is their fourth one. The 49ers, I mean, they got new players on both sides of the ball. I think that's a massive difference between the two.
Mm-hmm. We talked about it, like you mentioned. The only one that really remained from that Super Bowl team was George Kittle and Nick Bosa from his rookie year.
Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, of course.
The coaching's still there, but
right. Yeah, but a whole new regime, and I'm all for it. I have the same. I've had the same argument. It hasn't moved an inch. Would love to see McCaffrey. Would love to see the boys all in the Niners to get in there. That's my heart pick. Mm-hmm. My brain and my wallet. Got to go with the Chiefs. The argument and the advantage is right in front of your face. It's Patrick Mahomes. It's literally Patrick Mahomes until it is not. That's the argument. But Patrick Mahomes. What you can throw whatever stat at my face, whatever it is you want to say. But Patrick Mahomes will be my response.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's just because I think the one thing about Patrick Mahomes is throughout this playoffs, it seems like his receiving core has kind of come back a little bit better than they have in the regular season. There's less drops all around. Kelsey's stepping up as well. I mean, I think he's averaging 100 yards every single game of the postseason so far. It. I mean, that offense is really stepping up from where they were in the middle of the season.
Okay. I mean, I definitely agree. When you look at this Chiefs team, obviously their big plus side is always going to be Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, right? They're the catalysts that make this thing run right now. Obviously, no Tyreek Hill. You're trying to find the replacement for him. That's certainly been kind of the question mark, right?
That would be the big disadvantage of who besides Kelce is going to catch a ball. That would be the question.
Yeah.
Well, and we've seen now who's kind of stepped up and taken that role that Tyreek Hill has kind of left open. It seems like Rashee Rice is now being the more trusted wide receiver for that team, which is something they need, especially because you need to stretch the field with this offense, and he's the perfect guy to be able to do it. Size, speed, route running, he's got the hands, it seems. Obviously, you wonder who's that number 2 going to be. Marquez Valdes-Scantling seems to kind of have secured it. But it's mostly, I think, because he's big, he is fast. It's just he's a hit-or-miss wide receiver.
He's the vet.
Exactly.
He's a great deep threat for Patrick Mahomes. The way he plays, he's a great deep threat guy who can just go up and get a ball downfield.
Absolutely, yes, and that's the biggest thing is that knowing you have Kelce, they're going to stack the box. They're going to try to take away the middle. They're going to try to take him over the top, which allows you to get more one-on-one situations with your other receivers as long as you can create them, and that's where. You got Sky Moore now coming off of the injured list, so you can put him in at the slot. You have Marquez Valdes-Scantling, Rashee Rice. You have Justin Watson, who you can also place in there, who's been a dependable player. We talked about Noah Gray on Blow the Whistle. Nick brought him up. Obviously, another tight end you can plug in there that can catch a pass. There's multiple weapons that you can use. It's just a matter of making sure that you can trust them to actually make those plays. That's the biggest thing. So, I mean, the Chiefs right now, like you said, Scotty, they've got experience. They've been there. They have the Super Bowls, all that stuff. What really now plays to the Chiefs' advantage, I think, more than anything, is going to be the coaching as well. because Andy Reid has been through 3 Super Bowls, losing one with the Eagles and now winning 2 with the Chiefs. So he's been there to see how to lose one, and he's been there to win one. So it's not that Shanahan can't get it done. It's just like when we look at the matchups on how these two teams balance each other out, Andy Reid supersedes Kyle Shanahan because Andy Reid, in fact, worked with his father at one point. So it's not uncommon to say, like, well, yeah, Andy Reid's going to have more experience on that. Whether or not Shanahan can out-coach Andy Reid is going to be a huge question mark, I think, going into this game, because I think that's going to be another X factor you could lay out there. I've already said my X factor, I think, in this is going to be Isaiah Pacheco, right? The run defense for the 49ers has kind of been hit or miss. If he can have himself a good game, and we've seen how he's been able to run the ball as of late, there's a good chance that Isaiah Pacheco, and I know he's banged up right now, but still, there's a good chance that he could really have himself a good game. And if not him, the running backs in general have seemed to be able to find their kind of niche here and there to be able to make plays. So if it's not Pacheco, it can be that kind of tandem of him and Edwards-Helaire and the rest of that crew kind of just finding a way to get it done.
I think McKinnon actually makes a spot, and I think actually gets
Yes.
in there I think he finds the end zone maybe.
It's possible. I mean, listen, he's a great receiving
Just
back
came
out
back
of
healthy.
Yeah, he's a great back out of the backfield. He's got good hands, and he's a good blocker too. So
Explosive.
yeah. So, yeah, and that's the thing. You've got 3 guys who can all make plays, very explosive, that can catch, that can run. They have that ability. It's just a matter of what's the Chiefs' game plan going into this against the 49ers. How do you attack them? Because this is a very stacked team, and that's the biggest thing. How do you hit them over the top when your receivers are kind of still figuring it out with their quarterback? That's going to be a giant question too.
I mean, we've seen them run the ball a lot more in this postseason, and the problem going up against the 49ers is you can't really run it either side, because one side's going to have Chase Young, who we all know what Chase Young can do. I mean, he's completely been a huge game changer for that D-line. And then Nick Bosa is on the other side, by the way, just
Right.
Just to add on to that, you also can't run up the middle. With Eric Armstead up there. Can't do that either. I mean, it's such a hard defensive line to run against.
Yeah.
But Isaiah Pacheco, he's just going to run right into him because he's a angry runner, and I love watching him.
And you haven't seen the Niners defense show up. They kind of just fell up the stairs with these last 2 wins. But so what if they do lock it down? That'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And listen, the Chiefs' offensive line, obviously, it's definitely become different, right? I mean, no longer do you have a star offensive tackle in Orlando Brown Jr. Now you're dealing with Donovan Smith, experienced, but obviously he's kind of at the end of his career. It feels like it's kind of coming to an end for him. Meanwhile, on the other side, we've got Jawan Taylor, who looked like he was going to be a solid signing for them, but has just shown an inability to kind of set himself properly in that pass pro for the Chiefs' offensive line. He overextends himself. He's not fast enough and quick enough with his feet, so he gets caught a lot when those speed rushers comes through. And look, a guy like Nick Bosa, you have to be able to get him under control. That matchup happens where it's Jawan Taylor versus Nick Bosa. I mean, I'm taking Nick Bosa every time. Taylor could do it, but he's more of a run-blocking tackle than anything. And he's huge, but I've said this before. I think he's a guy who should possibly go to guard, if anything, to kind of adjust that offensive line. But you're not going to do it now in the Super Bowl. That's for a later date discussion. But he's talented. It's just that when it comes to his pass pro, it's just not there. He can't get set. He gets beat too easily, and he misses on blocks sometimes. When you got a blitz coming in from the linebacker, he's picking up the wrong guy. And you just can't have that. And that's going to get Patrick Mahomes killed if they don't start looking for that.
There's also, one thing on the defensive side of the ball for the 49ers is there's kind of that, familiar foe. They got Charvarius Ward, who the last time they played was on the Kansas City Chiefs. Now he's flipped the script, and now he's on the other side.
Right.
It's like, how do you attack that? Because that secondary is so good as well. That defense is good at all 3 levels. And it's the perfect team to go against them, though, is Kansas City because of what Patrick Mahomes can do.
Yeah. Were you listening to our show, Scotty, by any chance, when I said that about Charvarius Ward? So, just
that
wondering.
Just came to my head, man.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
I think you stole my idea.
Nah, man.
Great minds think alike type deal.
Yeah, I guess so.
I know we've been talking a lot of X's and O's really quick, but I just want to get your take on maybe the outside factors. There have been a ton of distractions on both sides.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the Niners, their hotel, they had a fire drill during, so they had to wake up at 6 a.m. They didn't like the conditions of the field that they've been practicing on. I don't know if you also saw Brock Purdy was compared to, hey, you look like Lee Harvey Oswald. What's your thoughts on that?
Crazy,
Right.
by the way.
Between that and him also looking like that one girl, which again, it's like, okay.
Oh,
he kind
Anna
of just looks
Frey?
like, he kind of just looks like generic white guy number 7 when you're like making a creative player in Madden, but that's besides the fact. And even on the opposite side, you got a DWI from Patrick Mahomes Sr. So I mean, I don't know what. Can you rank what's the bigger distraction or what?
Well, there's one
is there
that outweighs
outside
all
things?
of them.
Okay.
That's
Oh, of course,
Taylor Swift,
yeah.
who's in, by the way, if you did not know, she's in Japan. I don't know if anyone knew that.
She might make it.
Like,
There's
who cares?
the time difference allows her to be able to make it. So
Who cares?
But yeah, that was basically my question. They toss it around on the radio. They've been kind of going up it on like all the early morning shows. Like what would be the biggest outside factor or distraction that would be like the big thing?
Yeah.
If anything, I mean, because again, these are professionals.
Right. Well, I mean, and let's get into the 49ers as well, too, on that, because obviously there are a lot of outside distractions on that. I don't think the Taylor Swift thing is anything near the distraction that people are going to make it out to be, so that's neither here nor there. Again, we've said this on the show before with, like, Blow the Whistle. It doesn't matter if she's here or not. It makes no difference on any of that kind of stuff. So, but at the end of the day, look, when it comes to the Niners situation, obviously they're not a new team to this. They've kept a lot of their core. Their quarterback obviously is new to this. He's a young guy stepping in there for the first time. Running back is obviously very experienced. He's kind of been the workhorse that's carried them here, I would say, more than anything. They have players on here who were, again, part of that Super Bowl, so there's a lot of hunger in them to want to be able to get one back on the Chiefs for sure. And obviously Kyle Shanahan's no slouch to that either. And what's interesting on this, too, is that, I mean, we're going to get into making the picks here very soon. But, you look at both sides of these teams, and it's interesting to see how many people are really rooting for the Niners when they're a West Coast team that runs a very Midwest style of offense. Meanwhile, you've got the Chiefs, who are like a Midwest team who run the very West Coast style of offense. They're very interesting parallels to how these two teams, there's so much history here too, right? Joe Montana went from being a 49er to being a Kansas City Chief. There's a lot of connections when you look at how these two teams are. I think it's just interesting because a lot of people, I think, are rooting for the Niners because you're seeing a dynasty of sorts being built in front of you, right? Another Patriots, if you will. And many people were not in love with the Patriots because they just keep winning. How do you stop them, right? I mean, for some reason, and I don't know why, it seems like in this country, when things are succeeding too much, people start hating on them. I don't know why. It could be anything from a team to even, per se, like a quarterback at USC.
Projecting their own loser mentality.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Or maybe Facebook taking down X-Bomb.
Yeah, or maybe a company deciding that they don't want you to live stream there anymore, whatever the case may be. A very, very who knows? Who knows? But the 49ers are one that I'm intrigued with simply because of the fact that they do seem like the perfect roster. And the advantages they have there, I mean, on paper, you would say completely 100%. The 49ers should have a dominance over the Kansas City Chiefs, but there's something there with the 49ers and also with the Chiefs as well that kind of go up against the Chiefs. But for the 49ers itself, there's something that just feels like there's a piece missing there. And I don't know what it would necessarily be. I don't know if it's a player or it's the energy or what. I mean, and by the way, all this talk of the soft field, whatever they've been practicing on, I said this on Blow the Whistle, I'm going to say this again as a reiterate, that shouldn't, if that becomes the excuse as to why they lost or anything like that, it is one of the softest excuses you could use on why you lost the Super Bowl. Nothing like that should be entering your mind as far as what impacts you. It's a completely different field you're stepping on. It's Allegiant Stadium. It's a beautiful field. It's already set in stone. It shouldn't be anything that bothers you. If that bothers you, if that really throws you off, like I said, it feels like more of a coaching complaint than it does a player's complaint.
I don't know. I remember Week 18 when they showed a video of what Allegiant Stadium looked like, and it looked like there was no grass in the end zone in certain places.
Well, it's
So
the
I wouldn't
faux
say
grass.
It's no, but it looked like there wasn't anything there.
Right, I
It
know
looked
what
like
you're
it was
saying.
just
Yeah,
the
it was all torn up
bottom.
and
I
ripped
mean,
up. Yeah.
It's a valid complaint, but if you're blaming the whole reason why you lost the Super Bowl on that, I agree. It's like, come on, man.
Right. Well, it just feels like because they're saying it so much, like I've heard it like 2 or 3 times now. It just feels like you're setting up a potential like, oh, well, this is why it didn't work for us. Like, don't set yourself up for the excuse. Like, I mean, this is where, listen, you lose, you take the L, you walk away, you go into the offseason, you come back and you do it again, right? And you try to win it then. It just feels like they're trying to walk themselves into a position where they can say, oh, well, things didn't go right for us. Like, no, sometimes it just doesn't go your way. But listen, from where I'm standing for the 49ers, advantages stand to be that their defense and their run game has been great. They're a disadvantage to me. I mean, Purdy in a way, yes, but I don't think that's the end-all, be-all on it. I still think it might be Shanahan. I still think it might be the coach.
That's valid. I think, though, Christian McCaffrey, I mean, I've honestly, I had him as MVP. I think Christian McCaffrey has been the best player in the NFL this year. There's no stopping him. He beats you in the air. He beats you running the ball. And he'll always ends up in the end zone. When we talk about the betting in a little bit, his prop to get in the end zone is crazy.
Minus 235.
It's like minus 300.
Almost.
When do you ever see that for a player? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Even some of the players, like we've been talking around here, like, oh, some of these players might be exact locks. They're still in the plus odds. It's crazy. He knows how to get in the end zone.
Yeah.
It's so fun to watch him.
Their biggest disadvantage, Niners-wise, is that they're playing the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. That's simply it.
Absolutely.
In my mind.
I mean, they have everything.
Yeah.
They have everything. They have a great offensive line, unless Williams isn't playing.
Yeah.
Unless he's not playing, then they don't have the best offensive line. If he is in there, that offensive line could go up as one of the best
realistically,
in the
if you want to look at it, Niners aren't completely 100% either. George Kittle was was questionable, but I'm sure he's going to be A-okay.
I think Ayuk was limited this week as well, but he's definitely
there's enough
playing.
talent on there to carry it around, and I'm sure that it's just going to be phenomenal. So
there's also enough talent to where if someone is having an off day, someone else is going to step up as well. If Debo's not having a good game, well, Ayuk is probably going to step up. If Ayuk isn't, then maybe George Kittle's going to step up. You can go down all their wide receiver depth chart, and any one of them can step up and be an X factor. In every single game this season, we've seen that from them.
Yeah. It's interesting with them because obviously, again, looking at them on paper, it should be an easy stomp them out kind of situation, right? But you guys have really pointed it out for the Niners. There is clearly going to be some opening holes in that team. We kind of mentioned it again, the offensive line outside of Trent Williams. They've been good as a unit, but take out Trent Williams from that unit, they're a very average-looking group. Yeah, they go very well down into the. He's solid throughout that. Outside of that too, Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw have to be on point in the run game, right? They have to be flying all over the field, making as many plays as they can. They are two of the best dynamic duo at linebacker I've seen in a long time. From sideline to sideline, nobody's better than Fred Warner. Dre Greenlaw has been a surprise hit for them through and through. His ability to be able to make plays, pass, rush, he can do it all. But they have to be all over Isaiah Pacheco. They have to be keeping their eye on Travis Kelce because they're the guys that are going to have to be making plays on those two specifically.
What's your matchup for that? Who do you put on Travis Kelce?
On Travis Kelce?
Yeah.
I would probably have to do like Fred Warner.
Yeah.
He'd probably be your best bet. Unless you want to try and bring a corner in and try and cover him, but that's not going to work.
No,
there's no
Kelce's
safety.
Too big.
Yeah, exactly. There's no safety that I feel like they have right now. Hufanga would have probably been the guy, but you put him over the top, you put a linebacker over him underneath, and then you take him out with a two-man, double team. But then obviously when that happens, you're leaving somebody to go one-on-one, and all they have to do is just run the post up and in, and all of a sudden you can get a one-on-one matchup with MVS or Rashee Rice, however you play it. And that's gonna be the thing, right? You don't have Talanoa Hufanga who can take you over the top. He's a huge important piece. He's the Troy Polamalu light of that defense. So you need that guy. You don't have that guy. So now somebody needs to step up and be that player, right? So outside of that, Fred Warner is probably gonna have to be you have to key on Kelce everywhere he goes as much as you can. If not him, Greenlaw has to be the next man up then. Because he's got speed. He's got the ability to cover too, but Warner, I think, has to be the guy, like, for at least 70% of that game should be on Travis Kelce. The rest of that time, you have to look where Isaiah Pacheco's at. And then you have to have Nick Bosa get pressure on the quarterback, right? And this is going to be a tough one, too, because guess what? That Kansas City Chiefs defense, Chris Jones is one of the best defensive tackles in the league. I know he had kind of a down year, but he's still one of the best. George Karlaftis had a great year. Those two guys coming after Brock Purdy, how's he going to react to it?
George Karlaftis is so good.
He is. He's really good. There's a reason why they picked him.
One-on-one against a tackle, it's like poetry in motion. It's amazing watching him.
He's incredibly talented, and rightfully so why he was a first-round pick. That guy is insanely good. But this is where, you're going to have to probably get him on a one-on-one matchup away from Trent Williams. Is that, are you going to be able to do that enough times? Are you going to be able to get a good enough pass rush on Brock Purdy? Because you see when he gets settled, he starts making plays.
Oh, yeah.
But the downside for Brock Purdy has been his first halves in these playoff games have been very rough. And they have obviously, again, we've said this before too, their playoff games, any of them they could have easily lost, right? You're down big against the Lions. You had a chance to possibly lose it to the Packers because any of those plays go a different way. The Packers possibly win it, and they go to the NFC Championship against the Lions, and then who knows who's going into the Super Bowl, right? I mean, anything could have happened out of there. The Niners luck out that they have the ability to come up in the second half and make some plays. And that's where guys like McCaffrey step up, Deebo Samuel steps up. That's where you see Brock Purdy really performing at his best. And that's plus stuff. That's stuff to give Brock Purdy the plus side on. Like, he's a good quarterback. I just don't know if he's going to be championship caliber, I'm going to win the game for you kind of quarterback. I wish I could say that, but he's so new to this being his first Super Bowl, and he's still so new to this being kind of in that second year of the league. I don't know if he's going to be that guy that can take them over. And again, Shanahan, is he going to overthink things yet again? We saw that in the first Super Bowl. They have the lead. They lose the lead. Jimmy, can you hang with Patrick Mahomes? Are you kidding me? I love Jimmy Garoppolo as much as anybody else. He's a local boy. I love him to death.
Illinois legend.
Good dude. He's a good dude from my brother's high school. I love him. But at the same time, the arm strength is not the same as Mahomes. He can't make every throw. He's a dink and daughter, but that team was very young, obviously. They were still trying to figure out who's Debo was. They didn't have Ayuk at the time. So they were still trying to figure themselves out, yes, but him being an experienced quarterback, you would have thought, oh, he's going to make the plays to actually win this thing. And he just didn't deliver. Can Brock Purdy do the same? It's possible. It's not out of the realm. It's just it looks very different right now, and this is where the Niners need to say, here's our game plan. We can't diverge from it. We have to stick to it. Because once you start diverging from your game plan against Patrick Mahomes, that's when you start losing. It's like a boxer, right? Fight your fight. Don't fight the other dude's fight. Once you start fighting like the other fighter, you lost. Every time you lost. If you've ever seen Floyd Mayweather go after somebody and be like, I'm gonna stand toe to toe with him. Hell no. That dude plays defense all day and he never moves away from it. Why? Because he knows that's how he's gonna beat a dude. He says, come after me. And you see, guys go after them, and then what happens? He starts peppering them, and that's how he wins. So, and that's the thing. Kyle Shanahan cannot say, what do we got to do? And go through his computer brain and say, I need to pull out something to win this game. Andy Reid, you see it all the time. Cool, calm, collective, winning, losing, doesn't matter. He's like, either it's going to work or it's not. We're going to win or we're going to lose. Obviously, you want to win, but he's at the point right now where he's like, I know what my legacy is. So he's not going to sweat this stuff. Shanahan, however, he's not getting fired, but dude, you've been to the Super Bowl twice now. You kind of need to start figuring out how to get over that hump. Because look, we all, I think, respect the Bills of the 90s. But do you want to be the new Bills of the 2020s?
Scott Norwood.
Exactly. Like, I don't think anybody wants to be that guy. But we will see. I don't know. This is going to be an interesting matchup for sure. But, Scotty, I do believe you were in charge, if I'm not mistaken, of looking up some bets for us to talk about for our fan bases. So if they want to make some money, we can put them out there. So now keep in mind, I want this noted. This was Scotty's job to find these bets. So if you think they're bad, send your emails to him and your
Okay,
messages
listen.
to him,
Listen.
not to me.
Here's what I did. I went on multiple different sports books and took the median average of what, because not every sports book is exactly the same.
Right.
I took the average of what they normally are, just to kind of, especially for their rushing yards, passing yards, stuff like that. I kind of took the average. The touchdowns, I just went off of the average as well. So we'll start with San Francisco. I had Brock Purdy he's sitting around 248.5 passing yards.
Okay.
If they get in a situation where they need to make a comeback, that's gonna sky over.
Yeah, definitely. That's one you can definitely see flipping a switch real quick. So, and this feels like a kind of game where it certainly could go that way, considering the two teams you're looking at. So, yeah for sure.
I got 3 to 4 players each team. Then I got the fun ones at the end. So
Okay.
Brock Purdy's at 1.5 touchdowns. The one we've been talking around here, 12.5 rushing yards.
Okay.
What's the price on over under on his passing touchdowns though?
On passing touchdowns, over 1.5.
I know, but what's the
Over
price
under.
on minus 110 for him to get to hit? Okay,
it's around that.
Okay, all right. I think he'll probably throw 2 touchdowns. Yeah.
Yeah. That 12.5 rush yards, he's either going to get none or he's going to sky over that.
I think they think
Well,
he
I
can
mean
get over
that's
that.
kind of literally how
No,
the bet
but
works.
look at how his games have been going on the last 5.
Right.
He'll either go over that by 50 or 40, or he's getting 7.
Yeah.
4. And he's not even running the ball at all. It's crazy.
Right.
I know David was saying, "Oh, that one's easy," but I don't know about that one. I think that's one I would kind of stay away from.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
Ayuk is at 64.5 receiving yards and plus 150 to get a touchdown at any time. Debo Samuel at 59.5 receiving yards. 16.5 rushing yards. Tyler was saying he loves that one
Yes, he was.
because of also what he did last Super Bowl. He's saying he loved that one. His anytime touchdowns at 115. George Kittle is at 4 receptions for 50.5 receiving yards.
I love Kittle's lines this week. 3.5.
I love him as well.
3.5 hit that, and then what was it 47.5 is his yardage?
Yeah, I saw average was about 50.
Give me that.
He should be hitting at least 70 in this game. He's probably going to be covered by Bolton probably, but
Yeah, I mean, we talked X factors on Blow the Whistle. This was our collective X factor for the 49ers was George Kittle. So huge game. If it's not McCaffrey, obviously he's going to get his. George Kittle should probably do the same.
plus 160 for his anytime touchdown. And the last 49ers player, Christian McCaffrey, 34.5 receiving yards, 90.5 rushing yards.
Give me his
Okay.
give me his rush receiving at 138.5.
Really?
Yes, I don't want to just rely on just the rushing at 90.5. If anything, give me the versatility. We've already saw he can have a 75-yard rush at one game earlier this year.
Multiple times he's done that this year.
He had a big one against the Steelers very early on in the season. He's McCaffrey. He's going to do Christian McCaffrey type things. Going to have to roll through him. I don't see any problem with going with that.
Andrew, I don't know about you, but I have never.
You 22? I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You set it up. I had
Taylor
to spike
Swift
it.
isn't a huge factor.
She's
in
not.
This, and this guy comes in with that.
But she's a godsend. I'm sorry.
Andrew, I don't think I've ever seen a player with a minus 315 for any time touchdown.
Oh, I have. Kyron Williams earlier this year was minus 370.
For me, he was always minus 200 at most. I mean, that's crazy to me. The way he finds the end zone is insane.
If you're going to go with
Oh, yeah.
McCaffrey, I would go first touchdown at plus 400.
I don't like that one, I'm not going to lie.
Why?
Because I like someone else on
Every
here.
time they get into within the 5, they're like, all right, it's McCaffrey's ball.
Because I don't know. I don't think I like that one. I like someone on Kansas City. Let's start with him.
Well, I mean, if you
I
gotta
like Pacheco first touchdown.
If you're picking first touchdown, you always pick one on both. You got to hedge your bets.
I like Pacheco way more than I like Christian McCaffrey to get the first touchdown.
Kelsey.
Okay.
Speaking of Pacheco, he's at 68.5 rushing yards, 17.5 receiving yards.
I think Pacheco hits his unders.
Unders on
Yeah.
both.
Yeah, I think they're going to key in on Pacheco and really focus in on Pacheco.
Andrew?
Travis Kelce gets his, but I think Pacheco gets shut down.
I'm really in Pacheco's corner though. For me personally, I like Pacheco a lot. So, I think both are going to have big games because one's the big receiving target, and the other one I feel like again he's banged up, but I feel like Isaiah Pacheco's the guy who you put him within 20 yards of that end zone, and he's going to find a way to get in there.
I also feel like Jerick McKinnon coming back from injury, he's going to probably take the receiving, the third down receptions. So, I mean, as much as Pacheco's been coming in and actually getting in some receptions, that really hasn't been his game all last year. It's been turning up this year.
Right.
And with McKinnon coming in, I think he steals that.
See, that's the thing. Like, I'm speculating on the game plan here, but I feel like Jarrett McKinnon's the guy that you use when you're backed into your own position on the field, right? When you're in your own near your end zone and everything.
No, he was very much in the rotation.
No, I know, but
before he got injured.
He's the guy that I feel like when you're backed up, trying to advance and everything, right? Before you cross that 50, he's the guy you use. And then once you've crossed the 50, that's when you see Pacheco start coming in because he's going to be like the guy that Again, they can modify it though any way they want. They've got 3 running backs that can all kind of do something special. And again, I know Clyde Edwards-Helaire, you can say what you want. The guy's been banged up. Who knows if he's actually going to be playing in this game that much or not. He's probably going to be a free agent at the end of this, all that, blah, blah, blah. But he's still a guy where if he's in this game, he does know how to make a play. He does know how to come up with a big opportunity. So he's another guy you can't count out. And they certainly have seemed to use the receiving backs quite a bit. Yeah, absolutely. I'd flex it too, Julius. Absolutely.
Moving on, Rashid Rice at 67.5 receiving yards. I actually didn't even write down his touchdown. I don't think he's getting in the end zone.
Plus
I'm not
130.
gonna lie. Is he plus 130?
Yep.
I don't like that at all. I don't think he's getting in. I think they'd either throw it to Travis or someone else is going to get it, like Noah Gray or
I like Noah Gray.
Who else? MVS. I don't think Rashid Rice is going to get in.
MVS is the deep bomb threat. I think he would only get the option there. A lot of people are saying Kadarius Toney, but that's
Butterfingers.
Yeah, that's absolutely ridiculous.
Travis Kelce sitting at 71.5 receiving
Love
yards,
it. Hammer.
7 receptions.
Hammer. Don't
Hammer that.
Don't care. It could be a million receptions.
Anytime touchdown plus 100, free double up there.
Yeah.
Free double up.
If you do if you parlay McCaffrey and Kelce, it's plus 154.
Boom.
Anytime touchdowns.
Boom. Running
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
And then the last player, Patrick Mahomes, 264.5 passing yards. I hate that because the AFC Championship game, I needed 241.5, and he got exactly 241. So.
And you didn't obviously,
Tease it down a little.
26.5 rushing yards, and then about same thing as Brock Purdy, 1.5 passing touchdowns.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of his rushing. I don't think the Niners are going to be bringing a ton of pressure. They'll be bringing the usual 4, and that's probably about it. Because I think probably most likely, if he is already, Patrick Mahomes is the best against the blitz. So no reason to kick the beehive.
Absolutely.
All right. Now let's get into the fun ones. You can tell me if you're taking it or not.
Okay.
Kyle Juszczyk plus 605 anytime touchdown.
Give it to me.
I'll
Give
take
it to me.
I'm putting my house on that.
Okay, dude.
My future children's college tuition is on Kyle Juszczyk anytime touchdown.
All right, you heard
gamble
it.
responsibly
KJ,
at
it's on
home.
you, buddy.
Responsibly.
Please
bet in
gamble
my house.
responsibly. That's 1-800-GAMBLING. If you do have a gambling situation, please call them. Get yourself some help, please.
Final minute lead change. There's like 3 apps that are running this as a special. It was about plus 750.
Which one was that?
Final minute lead change.
Oh.
I don't know if I would take it necessarily, but that's just based upon my opinion on how the game's going to go. So that's going to have to be a personal preference. I understand where people would probably go for it, though, considering, again, how these two teams are. So I understand that.
To piggyback off that one, either team to kick a walk-off game-winning field goal at the end of normal time, plus 800.
I don't think I would take that, personally.
No. I mean, it's always something fun to just have at the end of the game, but
I know
Yeah.
David's probably hammering that. 'cause
Well,
that's
yeah,
what he
he's got a
thinks.
1-point game on that. So
Yeah. Coin cost. Plus 100 each
Coin
way.
cost?
The coin cost, baby.
coin-
I was gonna say, what the hell did you just
The
say?
coin cost, baby.
Okay, the coin cost, folks.
Yeah. Plus 100 either way. Which one you guys feeling? Heads
Give
or
me
tails?
heads.
I'm going with heads.
I'm
I'm
going-
sticking with that.
Heads statistically is a 60-40 chance, but I'm taking heads.
It's what?
It's literally
It's
not.
50-50.
It's not. It's not if technically the heads weighs more.
You
We
know
don't
what?
have enough time
We don't
for
have time for you to discuss the properties of a coin because you weigh out the measurables of how well this is how much nickels in it or whatever. I don't need
Actually,
to hear
wait,
that.
they don't use an actual coin, so
Enough.
Scotty,
Props.
All right, back to
hurry
the
up because I want to get
final
to the
props
game.
I have: Super Bowl MVP Mahomes plus 125, Brock Purdy plus 235, McCaffrey plus 450, Kelsey plus 12,000, Debo plus 2,000, Pacheco plus 2,500.
I'm gonna-
McCaffrey.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with my original pick, and I'm gonna say Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah,
My other dark horse on that though is still gonna be Brandon Ayuk as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if you double up on Debo and L'Jarius Sneed's going to be following Debo probably all day on the receiving core end, then you got to find a way to be able to cover up on Brandon Ayuk, and I like Ayuk to be able to break free and make some plays.
Plenty of games where Ayuk has gone, 135 for 2 scores or something like that.
If the Niners don't pay him, somebody's going to pay him. And look, if you're the Bears, I would consider if you're not going to take MHJ, there's your guy for number 2. Just saying.
Personally, one of my favorites. I know you're all done with it. Plus 4,000 offensive lineman touchdown.
No.
Gotta show some love for the
No.
fat guys. Gotta show some love for the fat
No.
guys.
Scotty, show love to big guys. Big guys are athletes too.
That's not. Look, I'm just telling you.
It doesn't
I
need
love
to
a
be-
big man touchdown.
It doesn't
That's
need to
not
be a
happening.
designed run. If
It's just
somebody
any
Butterfingers fumbles in the end zone, fat guy falls on it, fat guy touchdown. That's all you need. And then that's
No.
plus 4,000 in your pocket. Oh, except not you, because Nick thought of it, so no. Sorry.
Am I creating a hostile workplace here? Is that what's happening?
There's too much fusion going on back here.
Okay. Understood.
Take off your glasses!
All right.
I'm too on fire, bro.
All right. Well, cool off there, Scotty.
Now, it was a gimmick. Now I want to hit you.
Yeah, exactly. All right. All right. So procs, obviously, guys, look through those, find the ones you want. Final thoughts. Here's the game. It's on the line. It's Kansas City. It's San Francisco. San Francisco, Kansas City. They're in Vegas. 49ers are still favored by 1.5. The over-under's at 47.5. Boys, for the Super Bowl, who you picking?
Bears by 1,000,000.
Okay.
All right. I'll take this. Okay. Just you talk disadvantages and advantages really quick. I'll say this really quickly. It's nothing new. It's nothing special. Niners really just simply have to take the ball out of Patrick Mahomes' hands, have it for as long as they can, give Brock Purdy all the opportunity to not mess up, and I think he should do so. On the opposite side, the Chiefs are just gonna have to key in, make Brock Purdy possibly make mistakes, similar to how it was the last week with the Ravens. I think that should be the case. So
Okay.
I'm gonna roll with the Chiefs until it's not. That's
Okay.
simply how it is. But I love the game. I'm gonna love the opportunity for the over. If you want a prediction score, 27-24.
Okay. Like it a lot. Scotty.
I'm going 31-23 Chiefs. I got to stop betting against Patrick Mahomes. He just goes out there. He does his thing. He's the best player in the NFL for a reason. I got to take the Chiefs there. I got to stop going against him. Every time I doubt him, he gets it done. He's gotten it done at this stage. We've seen the 49ers falter at this stage. I'm going the Chiefs.
Where'd you get that score, Scotty?
I got it from what's his face on the Jets, Merkel Hartman, when he on Hard Knocks on the Jets. He predicted the Jets to play the 49ers with a magician, and so I took that one.
It's like a mind guy. I don't know. He's not a magician.
Fortune teller. Anyways,
Even worse.
Just
said 31 to
Oh,
like
boy.
23, I think he said, or maybe it was like 34-23, something like that. But basically, they win by 2 scores still. Chiefs win. He had the Jets winning that one against the 49ers. I'm just substituting the Chiefs in for
Making
that
it sound
one.
like a palm reader from the mall came and talked to the Jets.
seriously.
Like he's very well known.
All right.
But yeah, you stole that from Andrew. That
Yeah.
score.
Yeah.
It was on Xbox.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's my pick. I'm going Chiefs 31-23. Isaiah Pacheco is my MVP of the Super Bowl. They're just too good. They're on that dynasty level. I just think Brock Purdy, at some point in the first half, it's an interception, leads to another touchdown for the Kansas City Chiefs. They have the lead. They don't give up the lead. 49ers, they make their scores, but I think there's just those moments where 4 and outs, they spiral. They have their moments where it's not going to work in their favor. So I like the Chiefs. That's my Super Bowl pick, and I'm sticking with it. And my MVP pick, it's Isaiah Pacheco all the way. All right. Well, we're going to do this quick game for everybody, and then we're going to get out of here. So, if you guys don't know, obviously, last time we were here, we played a little bit of a guessing game where it was guess the tagline to get the movie, right? And I still don't know who won, but let's just say, yes, Scotty did lose that one. Yeah, everybody's a winner. Everybody's a winner, of course. Yeah. Yeah, I know. We got to pick winners and losers on this one. So.
Nobody remembers second place.
I'm sorry. Before we get started, can we shout out the Bears, Julius Peppers, Steve Mongo McMichael,
Yes,
and Devin
absolutely.
Hester getting
Devin
in the hall,
Hester.
baby? That was big pop.
We got 2 Bears and one that had like a short stint career here in Chicago that are going into the Hall of
Mostly a
Fame.
Panther, but we'll count him.
Right. He counts. He's going to be going in as a Panther for sure, but it's awesome to see that Devin Hester is now being recognized for his achievements. Obviously, Steve McMichael, one of the best defensive tackles to ever come into this city. Texas legend, too, by the way.
Wrestling
as well.
great.
Wrestling
WCW.
great as well, yes, absolutely. All-around entrepreneur, by the way, in this city as well, from restaurants to football teams to everything you can think of. His bar was so successful. I remember going there when I was a kid. Shh.
Ew.
Hey, I got a chance to meet him. So
It would be
was-
such a great story if somehow he's able to stick around long enough to be on into the actual ceremony.
Absolutely.
He's dealing with obviously dealing with ALS. So
Yes.
it's such a. I mean, that would just be a great story.
Absolutely. I mean, and he's fighting, and he's fighting strong. Everybody says,
It
you
should
know.
be a huge boost. I can only hope.
Oh, yeah, and well-respected, well-deserved, absolutely a great. Has the Super Bowl ring, has the Pro Bowls. Absolutely tremendous athlete, should 100% be in there. Congratulations to all 3 of those gentlemen.
Let me just
Great,
say,
great
Andrew,
achievement.
I cried tears of joy when I saw Devin Hester got in the Hall of Fame. That's my favorite player of all time.
Hey, man,
right there. Like, I remember my first Bear
Understandable.
game in 2011.
Yeah.
Took back a punt return touchdown against the Carolina Panthers. Did a somersault in the end zone. That's a vivid memory I have as a kid.
you
I
go.
remember where I was when he took back the opening kickoff for the Super Bowl. When I was like 3 years old, I remember that and watching that. I mean, Devin, I've watched Devin Hester's whole career. I love him. He's my favorite player. I wrote a letter to him in 2014 when he was on the Falcons. He never got back to me, but it's floating out in the U.S. Postal Service. Yeah, I love Devin Hester, man.
Shout out to the
That's
boys
my
and
guy. I'm so happy he got in.
Yeah, I was happy, too, up until the point that you said you were 3 years old when you saw him in the Super Bowl.
I also remember where I was. I was 8. I was also running my my wrestling figure league. I think Jeff Hardy won the title that night. So it was a good night for everybody.
CM Punk because the Bears were in the Super Bowl.
I was 12.
There we go.
I was 12. I was just getting into football because I had watched USC, Texas, instantly fell in love with the game, watched the Bears go to the Super Bowl. That was this moment I was like, I'm a Bears fan. Obviously, a couple years ago is when it ended, but I remember the Devin Hester kickoff return for a touchdown. I was with a bunch of my buddies. Still trying to figure out how the game was played, but absolutely, yes, a wonderful moment. Scotty, you are no longer allowed to say how old you are ever again.
I just want
That's
to
my
just.
guy.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, but short. You're back there being like, man, I feel bad.
I
Like,
was at a grown people Super Bowl party. Strippers and everything.
hey,
You talking about he was 3.
I know. Like, he's got to say that. Like, and you remember where you were at. Like, man, I don't.
We were both
remember
playing
where
with
I was
toys that
when I
night,
was
weren't we?
4. Come on, man.
There we go.
Unbelievable.
No, that's my guy, Andrew. I texted him in midweek. I was like, if Devin Hester makes the Hall, I'm talking about it. That is
did.
my guy.
You did.
I love him so
Now I
much.
wish you
I
wouldn't
love
have.
everything about him.
And
bro.
Hester said it best when he was talking about it. He like this opens the door for other guys like himself. So this is just really awesome
Yeah.
to set that precedent for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Brian
Cordell
Mitchell,
Patterson.
Dante Hall, those dudes should all be getting in there. I mean, if you're a kick return specialist by heart, you should be Billy White Shoes Johnson. You should be getting in there. Those dudes were legit.
If you were the best
returners.
at your position, you should
Yes.
be in the Hall of Fame.
Deion Sanders can't get in twice though. You're already in, Muddy.
Fair.
He's good enough. You could get in twice, but like, you can't do that. Can't do that. But absolutely, it's great to see that he's going to be, I hope, the founding father for the returners. He absolutely deserves that credit, and props to him, as well as, again, Steve McMichael and, of course, Julius Peppers.
Devin, hit me up on Twitter.
Sure.
For what?
All right,
That's
let's
my guy,
do
bro.
this
That's my
game
hero.
real
That's
quick.
my hero.
Let's do this game real quick. So, in the same sort of sense, this is quotes from movies.
Oh.
Give you the quote, you give me the movie. That's what I'm going to do. Some of these, obviously, you guys could probably land very easily. We'll see. I just bunched them from a website, but I'm going to try and jump around a little bit as much as I can. Keep it as quick as we can so we can still get out of here with some good time.
You're gonna get a lot of.
If you
never
say
seen that
Disney
movie, out of
movie,
me.
I'm gonna-
You're gonna get a lot of never seen that movie out of me.
If that's
today.
the case, then
So-
that's the case. So, you
and
guys...
they're gonna yell at me. So
Yeah, of course we're going to yell. We're already yelling at you. I'm already mad at you, Mr. I was 3 when I saw... Shut up. Just stop talking right now.
Uncultured swine.
Yes, exactly. All right, so the first line we have here is, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Oh, that's the end of Casablanca, right? Isn't that what it's called?
That is incorrect.
Oh,
It's not Casablanca.
No, it's not.
Frankly, my dear.
I know.
Definitely in black and white.
Yes. Oh, jeez.
That's on the tip of my tongue. I just can't.
It's a famous movie. It won a lot of awards. It's from 1939.
Gone with the Wind.
That is correct. Jessica got it. Gone with the
we go.
Wind. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
Such a famous scene. Yeah. There you go.
That was good. That was really good. All right. The next one we got here is She Doesn't Even Go Here.
Mean Girls.
That's correct. Bijan coming in hot with that one.
This is one of my favorite movies. It's so funny.
It's a great movie.
never
So
seen it.
funny.
It's a great movie.
You seen the musical version?
Nah.
Okay.
Don't go see
Thank
that.
you.
Don't go. We saw a trailer. When we went to go see the movie. Me, Julius, and Tony. We went to a movie. Saw the trailer for it. Immediately, we were just like, why? Why are we doing this?
That's every movie that comes out now. but
Seriously.
You know
All right. The next one we've got. I wish I knew how to quit you. I wish I knew how to quit you.
Year.
2004.
what? Oh,
I wish I knew how to quit you.
my favorite movie growing up, Fever Pitch.
I was just gonna say that.
Did you just say fever pitch?
Pitch with Jimmy Fallon.
Dude, that's how I fell in love with the Boston Red Sox because of that movie.
What?
Yeah.
Ow.
I have.
Those
You
are
know-
just sad sack movie.
Anybody?
I
I
love
wanted
that-
to be Jimmy Fallon, but for the Bears.
All right.
Did you
enough
know
of your.
that they had to rewrite that?
We'll
because they won?
revisit that. I'm storing all
Really?
of
Yeah,
this
you know
data.
that?
No, that's
So they
amazing.
rewrote Fever Pitch because they had finished the movie and then they won the World Series, so that they go
Yeah.
in the end and redo everything.
You didn't know that,
Awesome.
That's why
Scotty?
it's all slammed
That
together.
just makes it so much better
That's
to
why
me.
it's all slammed together at
Yeah.
the end. Like the last 5 minutes are like, oh, and then they won the World Series.
That's
Like,
Yeah,
amazing.
it's
because
so
That's
incohesive.
amazing to me.
How did he say it? Did he say it with like an accent? I wish I knew how to quit.
Yeah, back to the quote. Back to the quote.
He says it with like authority. The main actor and the main actress are talking to each other. It's a romance movie, from 2004, and they're kind of arguing with each other. As soon as I say who the actor is, I know somebody's going to get
The
it. so.
Notebook.
What, Mr.
That's correct.
Oh my God! I've
Scotty
never
got it,
seen
it's
it,
The
but that was a joke.
That's probably like, I think that's the most noted.
We're falling
line
up the
from it.
stairs on this segment.
Yes.
We are falling up the stairs.
Falling ass backwards in the answers again, aren't we, Scotty?
Here we go.
All
Never
right.
seen it.
Next one we've got florals for spring, groundbreaking. I don't know if anybody's gonna get this.
Valentine's Day?
No.
Year.
The year is from 2006.
The Incredibles. No.
No. What's up?
Ice Age.
Nope, not Ice Age. Florals for spring, groundbreaking. It's a comedy drama, I guess you would say.
Is it a Leo movie?
It's a what?
Is it a Leo movie?
DiCaprio.
Oh no, not a Leo movie. No.
No clue.
I'm tapping out.
Okay. Yeah, and we're no answer for this one. It's The Devil Wears Prada.
Okay.
Never seen it.
It's a shame. It's a good movie.
Julius.
I haven't
That
seen
was-
it, but
that
I
was
love
Meryl
the
Streep.
bit.
Julius wears Prada.
I love the Office bit where he's like, Michael's slowly watching The Devil Wears Prada. He's
Yeah,
like, I got to
exactly.
the end. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for treating you this
Yeah.
way.
Julius, he's making a movie quote. We have to guess it.
Same thing for
Okay.
Yeah, same thing, but it's movie quotes.
Oh man.
All right.
What's up?
Here's the next one. We got Here's Looking at You, Kid.
Angels in the Outfield.
No, not even close.
I can't find that movie anywhere.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. I already know it. Don't do it.
Go ahead.
What is it then, Julius? What do you got? Here's Looking at You, Kid.
Karate Kid?
No.
No, is that
That's
Casablanca?
an old movie.
That's correct, Nick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Casablanca. That is
Okay.
Casablanca.
What's
Yes.
the actor's name? I can't. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Uh,
it's not
that-
Frank Sinatra.
It's
It's
Humphrey Bogart.
Humphrey Bogart.
Yes, the original.
'Cause he was the guy that said the last line too.
Yes.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
That's okay,
As
that's
one
probably
of
why I
my
got mixed
friends, as my buddy Bobby's dads always say, he's the original gangster.
OG.
I don't know if that would be the case, but he's certainly the original suave man, I would say. All right, next one we got is You Had Me at Hello.
Dirty Dancing.
Is that it?
No, it's not.
Was that Tom Cruise movie?
Yeah. It is.
You Had Me at Hello.
Noah Sky.
Year.
1996.
Oh, so it
Is
was.
that Jerry Maguire?
That's correct,
Jerry
Nick. Jerry
Maguire.
Maguire.
That's what it was.
Never
That
seen
is
it.
correct. That-
Show me the money.
yes,
Never seen it.
absolutely.
Neither have I. I'm not a big Tom Cruise guy.
All right, this one will probably be easy. They call it Royale with cheese.
Oh, oh my God, it's my favorite
Coming to
movie.
America.
No,
Nope.
no.
Julius.
Pulp Fiction.
There you go. Yes,
That's
Julius
my-
got it. Yes.
Never seen it.
I just made a reference to that earlier. when we were
Yes,
talking.
yes, you did. Yes.
Yeah.
Never seen it.
I didn't.
Nah, you gotta watch it.
Never seen Pulp Fiction.
Groundbreaking.
It's fantastic.
How old
It's-
were you
it's
when
a-
the Bears won the Super Bowl?
Doesn't
I don't even know.
All right. Next one we got here. We'll do a few more and then we'll get out of here for everybody. Next one we got here is Go Ahead, Make My Day.
Dirty Harry.
Yeah.
That is incorrect, actually.
Oh, is that then
Scarface?
Go ahead, make my day.
Godfather?
Go Ahead,
the
Make
good,
My
the bad,
Day.
the ugly?
No, that is incorrect.
We're just gonna keep
Goodfellas?
keep rattling
I'll
off
tell you
names.
right now, it is Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
It is definitely Clint Eastwood, but it's not. It's not his Western movies.
Sleepless in Seattle. Is that what it's called?
Sleepless in Seattle is a romance
I
movie.
was
That's-
Sleepless in Seattle.
That'd be.
You said- you
I'd
said-
make
wait,
that
wait,
movie
wait.
so much better. Are you
Wait,
kidding me?
said Go ahead, make my day.
Go ahead, make my day.
Is it Gran Torino?
No, it is not. It is not.
But I just love that one.
Yeah.
Love
It is a great. That is a great movie. That is a fantastic movie.
Yes.
We giving up on that one?
Yeah.
It's Sudden Impact.
Never seen it.
It's
See,
it's
I
a
was-
more
I had an S in mind.
yeah.
too,
It's a more modern cop telling. It's kind of Dirty Harry-ish, if you will. It's in that universe, I guess you would say.
Never seen it.
Scotty,
I'm waiting for a Disney movie.
I'm
You
not
haven't
gonna.
seen it unless it's in 3D.
Okay. Here's one I'm kind of interested if Scotty's going to get, because I think a lot of people here can get this one. All right, Scotty. Hello, my name is Anil Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Nacho Libre?
No. Scotty?
That's good though.
You want?
Does anybody people know this quote? Yes.
It's definitely a Disney movie.
It's actually not a Disney movie.
Is it Zorro?
No, it's not Zorro. It's got the same vibe as Zorro.
Puss in Boots.
No, it's not Puss in Boots. It's
Is
from
it
1987.
Antonio Banderas?
87.
What'd you say, Scotty?
Is it Antonio Banderas?
It's not Antonio Banderas.
Well, I don't know.
Everybody get
Never
up.
heard that in my
I'll
life.
tap out, yeah.
Everybody tapping out.
As soon as you say, I'm gonna yell.
It's The Princess Bride.
Okay.
Oh.
How can you guys not know that?
Andre
I
the
haven't
That's
seen
a
The
great
Princess Bride
movie.
since I was in 6th grade.
Andre the Giant,
At least
baby.
you saw it. You never seen it.
Yeah, I'm happy at least for that.
Andre the Giant, baby. That was a sad one because you can tell he's on like he can barely walk in that one.
Absolutely. All right, we'll give a few more here.
Disney movie.
Not a Disney movie. Sorry, Scotty.
Hey, man.
All right, couple more. You can't handle the truth.
Shark Tale.
No.
It isn't Shark Tale. Don't say that's wrong.
It might be in
It might be in
Shark Tale.
It
Shark
is in
Tale,
Shark Tale.
but
He-
guess what?
he opens
That's-
Lenny's mouth
okay,
and goes, "You
but
can't
Scotty,
handle
what
the
movie did they take that line from? Is what I'm gonna get at with that one.
It's Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson, right?
Nicholson.
That's correct. What's the name of the movie?
It's like a legal drama.
Shark Tale.
I just
Stop talking.
I just saw a clip.
in hand? You can't handle the truth.
I can't remember.
Oscar, we love you.
And I just saw that very same clip because it's like the point of view. You're the waiter, and you go and ask what type of Mountain Dew you want, and he goes, "Did you order the code red?" You're damn right, I did. so I just saw. God, I can't.
I'm sure everybody's probably seen this on TV at some point. Like you've either
The movie.
you've probably seen the movie or caught the movie like in the middle on TV. Everybody tapping out on it.
The Aviationist?
No, not the
No,
Aviationist. No.
I'm sorry. No.
All right, it is A Few Good Men
Yes.
Never seen
with Jack Nicholson, Tom Cruise. It's a very good movie.
it. Never seen
Very
it.
good movie.
Very good
clips,
movie.
never
Highly
seen the whole
recommend.
thing.
All right,
Disney movie.
these last ones are going to be very easy. We're going to need a bigger boat.
Jaws.
Yeah, easily. I could see that coming. All right, and this last one is nobody puts baby in a corner.
Dirty Dancing.
Yeah, there we go, folks. So we end off on a good note. So
It's not a good no. I didn't hear one Disney movie.
you had a Disney movie in the
No,
last
I
one. I
didn't.
gave you it.
No, I
Thank you,
didn't.
Jordan.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, we're done. We're done. We're done. This guy's making me feel old. We're over this. Unbelievable.
That was 3.
Unbelievable. He was 3 when the Super Bowl for the Bears happened. I can't believe that. 2007, it would be. Yeah.
Okay, I was a little bit.
Unbelievable. All right, well, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for listening. We got to get out of here. As always, we do appreciate it. If you guys want to see any more of our show, as always, we're always streaming on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/xbombsports or on the YouTube side, youtube.com/xbombsports as well. No longer Facebook, but I'm going to get that page back. We're just not going to stream on there. Yeah, I'm coming for you, Facebook. Also, guys, too, if you want to see us anymore on the social media side, we're at XBomb Sports on Twitter and on Instagram. And, of course, any questions or comments, xbsportsofficial@gmail.com. We always appreciate the questions and comments, ladies and gentlemen. We always do. You guys are awesome with it, except for the guy that was like, is it okay to drink holy water? And then we get an email like, I drank the holy water. Tell
What?
me.
What?
That was a good
Oh,
question.
if I get the follow-up email on this, I'll tell it here on the show because that was a question I asked on Blow the Whistle. We got some. You guys think our fans are all just sports stuff? No. Like that's why this podcast thing's gonna happen because we got to get to some of these crazy emails.
They've been out of the pocket. They've been so awesome.
So yeah, it's. I love him to death. I do, but you know, between trying to get a hookup for Julius and people wanting to do some weird stuff, that's our show for you, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to follow me, of course, I'm at The Fluffy Guru on Twitter. I'm also at Boom Crew Captain on Instagram. Make sure to follow us, of course, on all social media platforms and everything like that as well. Make sure to also check out all the amazing shows these guys got. Hit them up real quick, folks. Starting with you, Nick.
Everything. Twitch.tv/SportsTownShy. I'm basically on every single day between Blow the Whistle, Johnson and Combs on Tuesdays, No Substitute for Sports Live, and the YouTube stuff. Twitch.tv/SportsTownShy. Or just look up No Substitute for Sports. That's me.
There you go.
Pitch Talk on Thursdays, 3 o'clock after this guy's done. And then here on X-Bomb every single week.
Absolutely.
You got the twins here, Jim's Twin Talk and Shop Talk. Bourgeois the Baron here, Thursdays, all streaming platforms at Bourgeois the Baron. That's BJORNDABARON, all streaming platforms, and gmail.com.
Absolutely.
And
Julius?
Juju the Witch Doctor. And oh goodness gracious, we're killing them. You guys can find me. You guys can find me on Instagram at Juju the Gemini, and that's JUJUXDAXGEMINI for styling tips, or if you want to look snazzy like me, hit me in the DMs. And also check us out on YouTube with my co-host Tony Smalls at Tony Smalls X Big J, and that's on YouTube. And check us out every Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock for our other show, I Can Relate.
Absolutely. Guys, follow all their shows. We're going to have some new stuff coming up here in the future eventually as well. Make sure to give them some likes, give them some loves. Go check them out. Ask them questions. Hit them up if you want to go out with Julius. Let him know with a picture. All that good stuff. Ask him some weird questions if you want to, folks. You know, we can always talk about it more, of course. But with that, as always, we love you guys. We appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome fans. We will see you guys next week after the Super Bowl to cover more stuff, maybe play some more games, maybe just shoot some stuff. We'll see what happens. But as always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Much love. Peace out, Boom Crew.
Peace.